What's up, everybody? It's your boy Worlds TV, back again with another video. If you are new, make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe button to stay up to date with the latest videos I post on this channel. And today we got some NFL news here, breaking coming out of this recent hour. Big Ben officially announces his retirement on social media with a video taking off his photos, his name tag, and cleats in the locker room. And he quote says, "I retire from football, a truly grateful man." Made the announcement sitting at home with his lovely family, beautiful wife, and children. And so this is the end of the era in the Big Ben in the gold and black, or yellow and black. And so now we all know that Big Ben is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, had a Hall of Fame worthy career without a questionable doubt. Two-time Super Bowl and two-time Super Bowl champion, He has won Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2004. He is a six-time Pro Bowler and has the most career 400 yards passing games with 4. Also has the most completions in a regular or postseason with 47. So he has some pretty good records that I don't think will be broken. But, with the new way the quarterbacks have been evolving in the NFL, only time will tell. And so finishes his career with 418 touchdowns total to 211 interceptions, over 64,000 yards, and a 64% pass completion percentage. And, in 2021, not his best year known up to Big Ben standards, but had a really solid year with 22 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, threw for over 3,700 yards, 64.5% passing completion percentage, and has a QBR of 69.6. Now, we all know what Big Ben has meant to the Steelers organization, as I just mentioned, first ballot Hall of Famer. But what we also remember Big Ben for is some of his outside legal troubles that will, unfortunately haunt him for the rest of his life. 2006 was the well-known motorcycle accident that he suffered in Pittsburgh. He was on a motorcycle, not wearing a helmet, and apparently he went through the windshield of a car, suffered a broken jaw, broken nose, and in 2019 was accused of sexual assault allegations of a young lady named Andrea McNulty. He was one of the 9 defendants, and they sought $440,000 for damages, as well as another sexual assault allegation in 2010, where it was another incident where it was inside a restroom of Capital City nightclub that involved a 20-year-old Georgian College and State University woman, where he apparently, raped her or did sexual assault on her. Don't want to get too much into the case, just reviewing the outside summarization of it. But he was suspended for the first 6 games of the season, which eventually went down to 4. But, nonetheless, obviously everybody has their outside legal issues, but that shouldn't take away from the great man that Big Ben is. A lot of people have spoken highly about him. He has a tremendous amount of respect throughout the league for his commitment to excellence, and of course helping the Steelers win 2 Super Bowls in 3 years, which is a great outstanding achievement for the 6'5" beast. And now, next up, we have to talk about what is next for the Steelers now that man is retired. Is going to move on to the next phase of his life. Obviously, we'd like to see Big Ben possibly be in TV. Could it be an assistant coach? Could it be having a front office position for the Steelers, knowing how much he loves that organization? Only time will tell with that matter. Mainly a lot of athletes you see who retired, a la Drew Brees and Peyton Manning and Eli Manning, they go into television because they still love the game. They want to be around the game in some way, shape, or form. And obviously the money is good when you hire high-profile names like that. As well as maybe he could go into management. There's been some talks of Peyton trying to own the Denver Broncos. Eli Manning has some type of consultant with the Giants. So it'll be nice to see someone down the future to have Big Ben be some type of consultant, a brand ambassador, or have some type of front office role for the Pittsburgh Steelers organization, because we know how much he loves that franchise and how much the family and the organization, the front office, have treated him. And best believe he will get a future statue outside of the stadium in Pittsburgh. But next thing you know, we want to talk about what does the future hold for the Steelers, what's next? Now, obviously, we know Mason Rudolph is currently their backup quarterback. Has not really been good at all. He's been actually shitty. But looking at these numbers, 16 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, QBR of 80.9. And the last time he was in the game, the Steelers this season, the Steelers lost 36-10 to the Chiefs, even though we know how high powered their offense is. But he also helped tied with the Lions, who finished with a score of 16-16, and the Lions was probably one of the worst teams in the NFL, finished with a record of 3-13. So we know Mason Rudolph is definitely not the answer. In Pittsburgh, they're going to have to go through a different direction, whether that's going to be the draft. They're projected to have the 20th pick in the 2022 NFL draft. So, there's going to be a solid amount of quarterbacks available. Are they going to go that route to possibly draft Big Ben's replacement? Or excuse me, are they going to look at the trade or free agency to try to get a replacement player who could play right away? Now, Matt Ryan could be a possibility. As we know, the Falcons are kind of rebuilding. They had a pretty solid year for the roster that they have constructed. I believe they finished 7-10. They have the 8th pick in the draft, so could they possibly look for Matt Ryan's replacement? He's a former NFL MVP, took the Falcons to the Super Bowl, so he still has some value there. He will be a significant upgrade from Mason Rudolph. Another player who could be an option for the Steelers to acquire is Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, there's been some rumors about him expressing his frustration playing in Seattle. The Seahawks defense has been terrible as of late. They've got worse since the Legion of Boom years. And so he could be on his way out. Now, would the Steelers package multiple first-round draft picks to get a player of his caliber, his services? Only time will tell. But I think Russell Wilson would be a great fit in Pittsburgh, especially with that defense and the weapons that he has. He could potentially help Juju Smith-Schuster and Deontay Johnson, be perennial Pro Bowlers receivers. Now, another option that I picked out was possibly Kirk Cousins. As we all know, he hasn't really worked out to the Vikings' potential when they first signed him to a 3-year, $84 million deal. Now, he's been fantastic. He's been an excellent quarterback. But Minnesota missed the playoffs this year. He finished the season 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. So, again, he had a fantastic year. Also threw for over 4,000 yards. So, Kirk Cousins would be a significant upgrade over Mason Rudolph, and he would fit right in with the culture and has a pretty solid arm himself, too. So if I'm, Pittsburgh, you don't want to give up too much assets to get a player like Kirk Cousins, who would, again, be a significant upgrade over Mason Rudolph. I think he's a top 15 quarterback, top 10 arguably quarterback in this league, so Kirk Cousins could get it done. Look at his numbers, man. I don't know where it comes to he's not that good. But again, living up to the Vikings standard when they originally signed him to a 3-year, $84 million deal, they were expecting at least, a Super Bowl appearance or things of that nature. That didn't happen. So Kirk Cousins recently, again, he's in his final year of his 2-year, $66 million deal that he signed last year. So after this, he will be an unrestricted free agent. Could they trade for that contract, or could they just wait until 2023 to ultimately sign him? Now, the next team, the next player that they could go after would be Aaron Bleepin Rodgers. A lot of people call him the GOAT. He has one of the greatest arms in NFL history. Now, potentially going to win his 4th MVP back-to-back. And there's been no secrets that Rodgers has not kind of been too particularly happy in Green Bay. Been a lot of rumors and talks about him possibly leaving the organization this offseason with what happened last year with them drafting up to get Jordan Love and not consulting him about it. So I think that this would be a great move for Aaron Rodgers, especially with his future uncertain in Green Bay. You want to talk about transitioning from a Hall of Fame quarterback to another Hall of Fame quarterback. Steelers Nation would love him for that. They would love Aaron Rodgers. They would they would welcome him with open arms. He would be with a great head coach in Mike Tomlin, who knows a thing or two about winning culture. Again, they would be perfect. The defense, he's going to have a great defense with T.J. Watt manning that pass rush, manning the edge rusher, the pass rusher. So I think that could be a huge, huge move. Now, again, is it going to be a sign and trade type of deal? Is Aaron going to say, you know what, I don't want to resign with you guys, go into and head into free agency? So that would be a very, very interesting move if the Steelers were able to get Aaron Rodgers. And again, I think he will also help revitalize Juju Smith-Schuster's career, who he was supposed to be the number one option after AB left and quite hasn't lived up to that potential. You could blame, Big Ben's lack of throwing ability to him, his lack of targets, and, the lack of the offensive struggles on the offensive side of things of the ball. So it's going to be a lot of suitors out there for Rodgers. Going to be a lot of suitors out there for Kirk Cousins if he's made available. There's going to be a lot of suitors right there for Russell Wilson if he's also made available. So I think that those are the three potential quarterbacks that they will try to target. If the Steelers are still in win now mode, still want to make the playoffs, they still want to be relevant. Pittsburgh is all about winning. That fan base is all about winning football games. And so you don't want to wait and rebuild a quarterback and get a quarterback through the draft and wait about 3-4 years to him to develop. You want a ready now QB. They're going to try to go after Rodgers, Wilson, or Kirk Cousins, in my opinion. But nonetheless, again, this is another tribute video, news video about Big Ben announcing his retirement. Can't wait to see him in Canton, Ohio, putting on that gold jacket. He had a well-deserved Hall of Fame career, without a questionable doubt. So, yeah, just wish the best for him and his family. And he has made Steelers fans, Pittsburgh fans, the city of Pittsburgh, all love him because of what he has done for that team and organization, delivering 2 Super Bowls. So that's it I got to say for you guys. Thanks for tuning into this video. Like I said earlier, do make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe button. Thank you guys for supporting the channel and stay up to date with the most recent post notifications from World TV. Peace. And also, the highlight video that you guys are watching was from, I believe, SP. So don't forget to click his link out. Not trying to have any copyright on my channel. So shout out to SP for the highlight montage that he put together for Big Ben Roethlisberger. All right, guys, stay tuned, up to date. Have a good one. See you guys down the line. Peace.